Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Rodney. I'm back with another video. Um, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. It won't be about, I guess it will be about sports, but it won't be specifically about getting better or hair or anything like that. Yeah, it won't be about hair or sports or getting better or anything like that. Instead, this video will mostly be about how I feel about the Ivy League's decision on athletics this fall. Really planned out what I'm gonna say or really what I'm gonna talk about. I kind of just wanted this video to be a little bit more genuine and just giving my thoughts. It's funny I say genuine because I'm literally just staring at an iPhone camera and behind there's like a fan in the background, but these are just gonna be my thoughts and opinions on basically the last couple months and what has transpired. So a lot of y'all probably don't know, or if you don't know, I am a track and field athlete on the Harvard team. Wow, that didn't make sense. I am a runner. No, that's not quite it. I'm on the Harvard track and field team, is what I meant to say. So I'm on the Harvard track and field team. I've been on the team since freshman year, obviously. I've never stopped running or anything like that. I've been doing track and field since 8th grade year, spring track. So I've been doing track has been like a very big part of my life, you can say. Obviously, this past couple year, earlier this year with COVID, all athletes were forced to go home. So everybody kind of just went home, and with that meant the end of our seasons. For you who don't know, our season was cut short, and the NCAA said that we could have our that season of eligibility back if you are a spring sport athlete. Now the reason why this sucks for me specifically is because I pulled my hamstring on the indoor season. What the? Oh my goodness! How did that get in the room? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Bro, how did that get in? Oh my. Come on. Come in. My bad about that, y'all. There was just a giant bug or whatever. I couldn't let that. I need to go to sleep in a couple hours. I can't let that stay in my room. But yeah. Oh yeah, so this sucks, especially for me, because I pulled my hamstring the last race of the season for the indoor season. And obviously this was affecting me. Well, this was going to affect me into outdoors. I was going to rehab and get on the right track. And that was the first race. I obviously I pulled my hamstring, so I couldn't finish the race. That was the first race ever where I just couldn't finish the race, or I couldn't. Every time I started the race, I usually finished. So I pulled my hamstring, and then basically we all had to go home because of COVID. So obviously I was really sad. That really actually hurt me quite a lot because I was really looking forward to competing. I've been kind of banged up my whole college career, so I was really looking forward to competing in the outdoor season. Rehab was going pretty well for my hamstring, so I really felt like I could have made an impact in this spring season. So that was really sad. I remember being really sad about it. Our seniors left us. That was a very sad moment. We had a team meeting, and it was very emotional. So I remember that feeling vividly. I remember feeling very bad for the seniors just because I knew that was their last. A lot of those people were like they would never compete again, or that was their last chance to compete in an organized team sport. So I was very sad. I was very emotional, and I couldn't imagine being in their shoes. And now we kind of fast forward a couple months, and I am in their shoes. So the Ivy League decision was basically, if you didn't know, no competition for the fall. So that's exactly what it sounds like. No competition for the fall. But they were kind of wrestling with the idea of perhaps practicing in small groups if you're on campus. I'm not too sure if they said anything about if you're not on campus, but if you're on campus, you can practice in small groups, like small event groups or whatever. The thing specifically with Harvard, though, is they're only bringing the first years back to campus. So unless you get approved to stay on campus, if you're like a sophomore, junior, or senior, you're not going to be able to be on campus. So obviously for somebody like me, I don't really have a good reason to be on campus. So most likely I'll be just living at home. I don't really live locally. I live like an hour away from campus, but it just really is unfortunate that it seems that's the way that's going. Just because yes, we'll get our eligibility back for the fall semester, but the spring semester is still up in the air. We may or may not have competitions. They haven't really told us anything, and that level of uncertainty is kind of just something that's hard to grapple or deal with. Because, for example, obviously I've been doing track for a really long time. It'd be really sad, really sad, and really depressing to have my junior and my senior year basically just cut short. Have my last race ever be on a pulled hamstring. I had like a very, let's say, flavorful track career, so that'd be really sad. So we're not really sure what they're gonna do in the spring. Hopefully there'll be a competition in some sort so I can have at least one last race. And I know this is really centered on me, and at times I feel selfish thinking this way, but it's just truly the way I feel. I just really want to compete one last time. The Ivy League is doing what they can. Considering the situation, a lot of sports are still not really opened up. The NBA, the NFL, and other leagues like that are trying to open up, but they also are like they have billions of dollars behind them. And they're technically professional athletes, so like they have like access to testing. They have like access. The NBA, for example, can just like shut off a whole segment of like Florida, like they're using like Disney World to or Disneyland to play like their little league or whatever. I said little league. Obviously, they a big league, but they're doing that. And the Ivy League can't really do something like that, so it's kind of hard to contain the spread of the virus and still like have sports. Track and field, I think, is unique in the fact that it doesn't really have to be contact. At no point do we really have to touch each other, except for maybe like the relays or something like that. But apart from that, a lot of it's no contact at all. It's just racing. So that gives me hope. Another thing that doesn't give me hope though is I don't think they would just have it one sport like can compete and then another sport can't. I feel like the Ivy League is kind of working as a whole. So like if one sport can't do it, then they'll do like no other sports will be able to do it. That's just my thought. So it's scary in a way because I'm not really sure what is gonna happen. And to be honest, it's not really looking that good, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, yes, we get our eligibility back, but if you're not going to grad school, then really, what is that eligibility good for? And I'm pretty sure you have 5 years to complete your 4 years of eligibility. I don't know if they're gonna like rework that rule since a lot of people are gonna have like not 2 but like 1.5 years of eligibility back, especially if you do track and field with spring with spring, winter, and spring. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do with that, but overall it's just really sad and really disappointing. Like I said, they're really in a tough spot with this just because, again, we're not technically professional athletes, even though we're doing professional labor. It's basically, how do I say? I think we should be paid, but we're not technically professional athletes, we're amateurs. So it's like they can't put us in risk because we're not really getting compensated for something like this. Like there's no scholarships in the Ivy League. It's just really good financial aid. So it'd be kind of irresponsible on their part to not proceed with like extreme caution. So I understand where they're coming from. It's just really sad. Especially with Harvard's decision to only bring back first years. That's also very disappointing. Harvard is saying that maybe they'll bring back, or they said that they'll bring back seniors in the spring if they can, but even then they're not really too sure. So hopefully with that, a lot of the seniors, but again, I don't even really know how it'll work because unless they bring back everyone, can you really have a season with just like one class year on campus? Like how is Harvard going to compete in athletics? So again, these are all just things that are on my mind. Maybe I'll make like a part 2 a little bit later on down the line when I have a little bit more information. And again, I apologize for this video kind of being all over the place. Not really a clear focus or not really some talking points, but I kind of just wanted to be candid in my thoughts and my response to the Ivy League decision. So maybe hopefully this was interesting to watch. I don't really know. This is my perspective as a Harvard track and field athlete. And Like I said, guys, it's not like I said, but stay safe and yeah.